Welcome to our Stormwater Best Management Practices Tour, brought to you by the staff of the Westmoreland Conservation District. In a natural environment, rain soaks into the ground where it can help plants grow, replenish our groundwater supply, or recharge our streams. However, in the built environment, rainfall runs off hard surfaces like buildings, roads, or parking lots and becomes what is known as stormwater runoff. Stormwater runoff that is not managed can cause pollution, flooding, and streambank erosion. By using stormwater best management practices that mimic nature, we can capture, store, use, or slow the flow of stormwater to benefit our environment. The examples shown are found along our stormwater trail, which is located at our office near Greensburg. This 16-station self-guided trail features interpretive signage and brochures and is open from dawn until dusk. Let's take a look at some of the stations.
Now in Westmoreland County, we get about 45 inches of rain or precipitation, shall we say, over the course of a year. Some of that, of course, falls as snow in the winter. Some of it will soak into the ground, some of it will run off, and some is used very quickly by plants and lifted back into the sky. Now you can see the illustration showing condensation, which is clouds, precipitation, which is rain or snow, runoff and infiltration, and evapotranspiration. And so this circular cycle which you have then is how water interacts with our county's environment. So the process of land development, of which there's plenty in Westmoreland County, perhaps double or even triple the amount of runoff from a piece of property because you've cut evapotranspiration and you've cut infiltration. So this doubling of runoff or even tripling of runoff is what causes damage to streams, causes erosion, causes flooding. And so here at the Conservation District, we have developed a number of best management practices that we have used here on our property and that reduce the amount of runoff, they increase the amount of infiltration, and they attempt to replicate evapotranspiration. And some of the following videos will teach you more about those best management practices for stormwater management.
Hi, my name's Kylie Schultz. I'm the watershed specialist here at the Westmoreland Conservation District. A lot of my work involves doing a lot of stream restoration, riparian buffer plantings, wetlands, things like that. So I do a lot of the watershed related work here at the district, and I assist a lot of watershed organizations as well. So we all know that having green space in your yard is better than having impervious surfaces like concrete or things like that that can't absorb any water. But there are also even better green spaces. Some green spaces are better than others, such as just having turf grass isn't as effective as having trees or other native vegetation planted in your yard. So we can talk a little bit about different ways to convert some of the turf grass that you might have in your yard into things like a tree planting or pollinator gardens or pollinator meadows to be able to absorb stormwater better and also have a better habitat for different living things that might be in your yard. So as far as doing a tree planting, any amount of trees are better than none. So there's a couple different things to consider before planting some trees in your yard. You want to think about the wetness of the area of your yard and also how much sun you tend to get, if it's going to be in a shaded area or a sunny area. All of those things can impact what types of trees you want to choose. And of course, it's always better to choose native trees versus non-native trees. So there are a lot of resources to figure out what tree might be best to plant in your yard. The DCNR has a landscaping with natives document on their website that goes through a list of a ton of different trees and shrubs that you could plant and lists different conditions that they grow the best in. So if you're looking to plant different trees in your yard or do a large tree planting or even just a couple trees, that's a great resource to check out. And as far as the technique of planting trees in your yard, if you wanted to look at the Westmoreland Conservation District website, we have a lot of documents on how to properly plant the trees as well.
Hello, my name is Hank Bradish. I'm the stormwater technician at the Westmoreland Conservation District. And today we will be talking about some best management practices, or BMPs. In particular, this is a rain garden, and these filter out pollutants and manage stormwater. And rain gardens are a depressed landscape bed that uses mulch, soil mix, and clean stone to capture, absorb, and infiltrate stormwater. Rain gardens also filter out pollutants such as sediment, grease, road salt, gasoline, and they do this before reaching a stream. And that's very important because you want to filter out these pollutants before they reach the stream and they harm aquatic life. So whenever a homeowner or an engineer is designing a rain garden, you want to put it at least 10 feet away from any foundation or structure. And that's so the water that infiltrates into the ground does not damage the foundation or structure that it is close to. Whenever designing a rain garden, it should also be located below a source of stormwater runoff. So you don't want to put a rain garden on top of a hill where no water will get directed. Also, with this particular rain garden that we have near the Green Forge building, we have downspouts being directed directly into the rain garden. And this is the water that comes from the roof drains from the Green Forge building. So whenever you design your rain gardens, you can directly route stormwater from roof gutters to the rain garden. And another design aspect of rain gardens is your plant selection. So we always recommend to plant native plants and shrubs. You can also do grasses and small and large trees. And you want to pick plants or trees or shrubs that are water tolerant. So in case there is a long period of time where water is standing in the rain garden, it will not kill your plants, trees, or shrubs. So there's also more information on our website at westmorelandconservation.org. There's a video series called The Homeowner's Guide to Stormwater Video Series. There's one particular video that talks about designing rain gardens, so go check that out.
Good morning, I'm Jim Pillsbury with the Westmoreland Conservation District, and today we're going to talk about permeable pavement. Now, the purpose of pavement is to hold the weight of vehicles and to provide a pleasant and safe driving surface. And of course, in this country, there's estimated to be 4 parking spaces available for every car. And so that's a rather high amount of impervious surface. At the Conservation District here in our office in Hempfield Township, we've decided to demonstrate several different types of permeable pavement. Over here you can see a kind of a plastic paver. And plastic pavers are designed to support the weight of a vehicle, but also to keep the crushed stone that's in them from being displaced by cars. And so the plastic acts as a permeable pavement. These are individual blocks that are locked together. When it rains on these, of course, the water goes down into the ground underneath the plastic blocks. This is a permeable pavement made of concrete blocks. The blocks themselves are not permeable, but the blocks have gaps in between them. Underneath is a layer of crushed stone. And so when it rains on these blocks, the water goes down into the crushed stone underneath and then filters into the ground. Let's do a demonstration here. I'll pour out some water and you can see what happens to the water on these concrete blocks. You can see that the water goes straight down into the blocks. And if there are pollutants on these blocks, the water captures those and goes down into the ground, so the pollutants are captured naturally without running into a stream. This area here is called a sediment forebay, and what it is, water comes off of our parking lot through this pipe. The forebay captures what's called gross pollutants, such as trash and other debris, rocks, leaves, things like that. And so the forebay captures those larger pollutants before the water spills into the other part of the stormwater detention system. So the forebay is kind of like the lobby of a building, where you enter the building and you scrape the snow off of your shoes or you shake your umbrella, and then you go into the rest of the building. The forebay acts as that, removing some of the pollutants, such as this trash, from the stormwater, which is flowing from the parking lot. we're looking at Westmoreland County's green roof, the first green roof and our largest green roof in the county, 9,000 square feet on the Green Forge building in Hempfield Township on the Donahoe Road. And the purpose of the green roof is to control and reduce runoff from the roof of the building. The first layer, of course, is a waterproof roof that keeps the water out of the structure and the inside of the building. On top of that, there are placed drainage layers, a kind of a plastic waffle to allow water to move towards the roof drains and to move around under the green part of the roof, some geotextiles, and finally the growth media that was placed on the roof. Now, the growth media is not dirt. It is a lightweight mix of compost and some expanded clay aggregates. It's most similar to potting soil, for example. And so that's about 2.5 inches thick on the roof. We spread that and placed it, and you can see in the photos there some of the activity to bring the growth media in with a crane and spread it on the roof. And you can see from the photos what it looked like to start with, and then, of course, later on what it looks like now. The purpose of the green roof really is to take away stormwater runoff from the hard surface roof of the building. So the green roof works to capture that first inch of rainfall. The plants, by evapotranspiration, lift the water into the sky, and therefore the amount of stormwater generated by this building is greatly reduced.
If you would like to try to manage stormwater at your home, visit our website for some helpful resources, such as the Homeowner's Guide to Stormwater Management, the Stormwater BMP Toolkit, and the Homeowner's Guide to Stormwater video series. Don't forget to check with your local municipality about any specific requirements that you need to follow before you start on any construction. Finally, be sure to visit our Stormwater Trail. There are many more things to see and learn about stormwater and resource conservation. Thank you for watching.